Budgets, by their very nature, are a big pain in the bank account. Deciding how to spend your dough takes prioritization. Some bills must get paid, some items might, and a few things are just for funsies. Same thing with the government. The federal budget breaks down into two major categories: must pay and might pay. Let's start with must. This is called mandatory spending. Just like you have to pay the mortgage and car loan, the government is required to cover about 2/3 of the budget, no matter what. Entitlements fall into this category, things like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the heavyweights that consume the most money. Plus, CBO says you also have unemployment compensation, retirement programs for federal employees, student loans, and deposit insurance. The mandatory spending spreadsheet, you could see, is packed. It's not subject to annual negotiations. It's almost completely laid out by preset formulas and thus accounts for 65% of the entire budget, reports the National Priorities Project. Now, most of the other government programs are in the might pay category, or discretionary spending. In real life, we might allot the leftover funds for something like gourmet food or gas money. All very important things, no doubt, but not do or die if we have to cut corners. Congress is in charge of splitting up this section of the budget every year through the appropriations process in 12 separate spending bills. Discretionary is smaller, but it still accounts for over $1 trillion annually. The funds go to things like most defense, education, and transportation programs, and almost anything else Congress wants, according to CBO. Most of these programs, like, let's say, the FBI, are heavy hitters. Some, though, fit more neatly in the funsies category, written to entice certain members of Congress to vote for the budget. It's worth noting that Congress and presidents rarely, if ever, work within the strictures of the budget available these days, meaning the country has to borrow money from investors and foreign governments and then pay the interest on those loans also. That interest is a must pay, no getting around it. So that's how the budget breaks down, just like yours. Mandatory, discretionary, and always tighter than you'd want.